for the respective teams. Conley and Mitchell in the backcourt. Ingles.
The pick and roll better. The high screen roll is going to be crucial.
Gobert wins the tip. Ingles hand corner. Shot clock already down to 6. Ingles firing from deep, got his first shot of the game. Murray, and Murray turns it over. Connolly coming back the other way. Ingles all the way to the bucket for the layup and a quick 5.
First, the ball go through the hoop on back-to-back plays.
Here's Jokic. Good defense by Gobert, but better offense by Jokic. Got off to a really good start in Game 6 before Murray took over late in that ball game. Here's Connolly into the paint and missing the floater. Mitchell taking on the defensive challenge of guarding Murray here. Jeremy Grant knocks down the 3. Boy, what an addition. He's
grow and develop.
They swing it around weak side. Connolly with a nice show and go. Ingles with the early hot hand. This one off the mark. And Morris with the board. Tied at 5. Murray gets it. Grant going to try another 3. This one a little bit off the mark. All screens per game than the Utah Jazz. Conley on the baseline. Great ball movement. Finishing with a slam dunk by Gobert.
Conley's been so...
Is Memphis Mike Conley. Coming off a big performance in the previous game. He had 21. Murray trying to get downhill off the screen and gets the layup.
And that's what I'm talking about. Murray does the right thing. He goes downhill. He doesn't allow Gobert to jump in front of him. If you're Gobert, you got to be committed to jump in front. Murray makes him pay for being late.
Ingles. Double teamed. And good defense by Morris, intercepting that pass by Mitchell. Monte Morris inside to Millsap. And Millsap, the veteran, with a tough reverse layup. He's been quiet offensively in this series.
I like what Morris is doing to start this ball game. Inserted into this starting lineup. He's not trying to make home run plays. He's being solid, outstanding defense, and also that time finding the knee.
4-year player out of Iowa State, 25 years old. Grant inside this time and missing from close range. Denver up by a bucket here, just underway in the first quarter. Ingles on the attack early in this game. Millsap. And that's going to be an offensive foul against Millsap. Nice pocket pass. Gobert way over the top. Turns that one over. Morris off the Millsap screen and gets it. Monte Morris with a solid floor game here in the early going. Connolly around the screen. Jokic will handle a lot for the Nuggets, bringing it up court. One of the most unique big men we have in the league. Pass a little bit hot, tipped out of bounds by pass. I remember asking Jokic about that last year. He goes, Mark, you know, I've always been a guy who's had a fat little point guard inside of me trying to get out. In his own words, okay? Those are his. Mitchell's been a little bit quiet until now with the easy slam off a good in and out fake. Donovan Mitchell on the board, had 44 in the previous game. Already here in Orlando in this series, had a 57 and a 51-point game. Jokic. Murray. Boy, that play is so tough to stop, Mark, when Jokic hands it off to him.
To exhaust themselves on both sides, Mark.
Yeah, he was certainly defiant, Cassidy, after that Game 6 loss, as Gobert gets an easy one inside.
Be a team effort. It'd be all about me. I did that thing.
Jokic inside, draws the foul on Gobert. Mitchell from deep. Check that, folks. The winner of this game is 7, takes on the Los Angeles Clippers in the next round.
So he was right about the patiently waiting.
Yeah. It's halfway there. Grant trying to back down Clarkson against the Denver Nuggets. In the corner, made the catch. Murray closes out on him. Clarkson with a tough shot, but that's just what he does. He makes some difficult ones, Mark.
And a good job of attacking. That was a zone that the Nuggets was in on that possession. A good job of getting into the seams and not settling.
Boy, Murray set the screen for Jokic, ran into traffic, got ripped, and a foul in the ball game for Denver. Jokic misfiring, and here's Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell so far, 1 of 2 from the field. That bounce pass never made it, and they turned it over. Really is a testimony to the great coaching Quinn Snyder, don't you think?
Absolutely. Bogdanovich is a big-time talent. On the offensive end, a guy that can knock down shots and had tremendous success early on in the course of this season when healthy and whole. They're a different ball club with him.
Quinn Snyder talked to them down here in Orlando when they first arrived about shooting more three-pointers. And he said, hey, don't look over at the bench if you miss 3 or 4. I'm going to leave you in. I want us to be a high-volume three-point shooting team, or at least more than we previously had been. Morris up to Jokic in rhythm. Thought about it. They double-team Grant with Connolly. Good catch by Morris. Boy, that midi is really working for him. Rest in paradise.
Absolutely. Thoughts and prayers to the family, also to the Georgetown family. Incredible man. Set an incredible example. I'm forever grateful. Yeah. If you told me I can pick any coach in the history of sports that I didn't play for to play for, it'd be without question Coach John Thompson.
Yeah.
I love the way his players loved him and how he loved them.
Really, Mark, you think about it, the part of the face of the Big East when it was still a fledgling conference and before it really gained traction and identity, those great battles, Georgetown, Syracuse, Georgetown, St. John's, as Jokic knocks down a long ball to give Denver an 8-point lead.
Just thinking about him and his impact, you know, yesterday I called my 95-year-old Hall of Fame coach, Lou Conn II, just to say thank you and I love you. And I always do, but you just never know.
Yeah. One thing about John Thompson, he made you earn it in so many different ways. As a member of the media, I remember my first meeting with him. I walked over and said, Coach, what's up? He was like, what the heck do you want? I'll talk to you when I'm ready. Next time I saw him, he put his arm around me.
But bigger than winning a national championship to me is watching the men that he raised.
Yes.
The impact that they've had on society. Incredible.
Conley baseline. Niang out to Mitchell. Mitchell fouled by Gary Harris in a moment before it's going to really be missed.
Amen.
Mitchell, who's been picking his spots very well, that's going to be just his 3rd field goal attempt. Mark, how do you balance that off between being too aggressive and not aggressive enough? Because his team is already down by 10.
And I think that's when you look up and you see it down 10, you don't want to wait because it gets late early. So the mindset has got to be he's got to have his foot on the gas pedal.
Gobert converting the alley-oop.
And what I mean by that, it doesn't necessarily mean as a scorer. He can also have his foot on the gas pedal as a facilitator. But he's got to be a playmaker for this Jazz team.
Boy, after a quick breather, Jamal Murray back in the ball game. 45 seconds to go in the first quarter. Murray against Conley. Murray was working on his post-up game at the Mamba Academy all summer. That time he misfired on his post-up. Jokic with the easy putback, and he blew it. Mitchell with great hustle to Porter Jr., and Connolly stole it. Wow, what a sequence. They got a 3-on-1. Niang, side pocket 3, got it. And the Jazz making
Michael Porter Jr. coming off this screen. A little handoff problem.
Murray, well contested, and he front rimmed it. That's going to be the first 12 minutes in the books.